host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Now, once again, this could be just doing their due diligence, right? I mean, they're bringing in all kinds of guys, right? They're hosting Kyle McCord for a 30 visit from Syracuse. Now, he was at Ohio State, transferred over to Syracuse, did very, very well for Syracuse this year. I mean, once again, I mean, this is all, numbers are great and fine and fancy and all that, but we're going to be looking at his competition. There was nothing super spectacular, although the one game he had, again, they beat, it wound up being a very good game. I didn't see it, but I saw some highlights from it. Was when they beat the U in Syracuse against Cam Ward. Well, it was a good showcase for both quarterbacks. They both put on very good shows. Let me tell you, Cam Ward and McCord did very, very good. But so the Giants are bringing McCord in, but I mean, if we look here, right, who we faced last season, okay? All right. They beat Ohio from the MAC conference. They played 4 teams, okay, who were in the top 25. That was it. They played Georgia Tech, who was 23 at the time. They played Nevada, Las Vegas, who was 25 at the time. They played Pitt, who was 19, and then their final game of the season before their bowl game, that's when they beat Miami in Syracuse, 42-38. I mean, it was great game from the highlights I saw. I said both guys, Ward and McCord, both had well over 300 yards passing. I think McCord had like 3 touchdown passes. Ward had 2. Neither one threw an interception. It was a good offensive explosion. But I mean, Syracuse, right? They played Ohio, Georgia Tech. They played Stanford, who was not very good. They played Holy Cross, Nevada, Las Vegas, North Carolina State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Boston College, California, Connecticut, and then they beat Washington State in the bowl game. Plus, they played Miami. So I mean, they did not have super duper unbelievable, top ranked talent that they were playing against week in and week out. But McCord did not disappoint. He had 66% completion, 4,779 yards. He threw almost 600 passes, 34 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He had 367 yards per game. Okay, not too shabby. Let's see what I got here. Let's see. I think I got his stats here. There we go. Okay. Now, his first 3 seasons were with Ohio State. 2021 and 2022, he threw a grand total of 41 passes. This was probably when Ohio State was beating whoever. I don't know, Kentucky State, A&I University, 59-0 halfway through the second quarter. They put McCord in there, right? So he got some backup role, right? Whatever. So he only threw 41 passes his first 2 seasons. 2023, when he was a junior at Ohio State, he threw 229 passes, 348 attempts, completed 229. 65.8%, but once again, Ohio State is always chock full of good talent. He had 24 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions, right? Then he transferred to Syracuse, right? Obviously, once again, so he transferred to Syracuse, McCord, and once again, he did very good numbers. The talent he was playing with was not Ohio State level, but the competition he was going up against was not Ohio State level. So, but he did dominate, right, in lower competition. Right? So he had almost 5,000 yards passing, which is, pretty darn good, right? But so the Giants brought him in once again, just doing their due diligence. Maybe they might like what they see with him, and it's like, we might be able to get this dude in the 3rd round. You never know, right? Let's not forget, because with Wilson and Winston, we don't need a quarterback this season. We could use one for long term, absolutely. Giants could also maybe wait for next season when there might be some more quarterbacks to pick from, especially in the first round. But they don't need one. But is this there? Yep, there we go. All right, so the Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord set to visit the New York Giants ahead of the draft. Kyle McCord is making the rounds ahead of the 2025 draft. According to Fox's Jordan Schultz, McCord is visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers and then the New York Giants. McCord, who led the nation in passing last season, has acquitted himself well throughout the draft process with a series of good interviews and impressive on-the-board work. Which is obviously to what you saw. Remember what we saw. Remember in Hard Knocks last season, right? When Daniels was in, and right, and Dable sitting down, and he's had the guys up. So tell you, right, make the X Y, make the Y a Z. Put this guy over here. This guy. Put this a too high safety. What are we going to call? Or what are we going to do? Or where are you going to throw the ball? You know, he likes that. He loves that. Right. So if you do, once again, writing stuff on a chalkboard and standing in a pocket with 37 guys ready to rip your head off while you're trying to read a defense and complete a pass is two different things, right? But Dable does like to see guys who perform well on the chalkboard, right? Because it's not like Dable just doesn't say, so just run up there and just draw a play up. What do you like to do? Yeah, it's cool. No, Dable's like, you test them. Now the one thing was, it's kind of funny because when he had Daniels in there last year, and this was from Hard Knocks, he I don't know, I think he changed the play on him. He got the X to the Y, make the Y and X, a Z over here, but whatever, but this, that, and the other thing. So what are you gonna do? And Daniel's like looking around and throw a touchdown pass. Dave was like, all right, I like that. I'm not sure if that's the answer he was looking for or what, but that's what Daniel said. Throw a touchdown pass. The senior signal call is coming off a standout pre-draft process. Once again, a lot of times every year. Now, is McCord jumping up, flying up the boards into the first round? No. But there's always guys, especially quarterbacks, who just seem to start going up. Remember McCarthy last year? He was supposed to be like, I don't know, whatever, second, third round pick, and all of a sudden he seemed like he was Jesus Christ last year. He's like the greatest quarterback. He was shooting up the boards. Well, you always got guys, especially when you get to sit down and talk to them, pick their brains, see what they know on the board. Guys do shoot up the board. So he was standout pre-draft process, including his appearance at the NFL Combine. So, once again, you got to give guys a lot of credit who go to the Combine. A lot of credit, because they're not throwing to their own players, right? I mean, everybody, the receivers, I don't know. Who is this guy? I don't know. Okay, nice. Your name's John? Okay. Hi, John. Yeah. When you got your own pro day, you got your own receivers, you got your own coach telling you what to this, and everything's all nice. You're at your own home, right? Inside, all nice and comfortable and everything. Now, see, the NFL Combine's about adversity. What are you going to do, right? This guy's gonna whatever run a 10 and out, a 15 and out. He's gonna run a sluggo or something. I don't know. Does the guy run 10 yards and does he take 2 steps out? Does he take 1 step out? Does he I don't know what he does. Does he round the route out, or does he break it down and crisp on the I don't know what the hell this guy does. Right? That's why a lot of times, sometimes see some guys in the Combine, they look kind of silly because they're throwing guys that passes and balls that they're not familiar with the receivers. Right? That's why the pro day, you know how the guys run the routes. Right? So So with McCord, his college numbers speak for themselves. McCord led the nation in passing yards last season and set the ACC's all-time single-season record, 4,779 passing yards. He also topped the ACC in completions at 391. I mean, you get almost 400 completions in a season. I mean, jeez. And not only that, but yards per game, 367 yards per game, right? Earning second-team All-ACC honors, right? Not All-American honors, not second-team All-America, second-team All-ACC, okay? But once again, does that mean he can't play in the pros? Absolutely not. His visit to the Steelers marks the latest Pittsburgh quarterback evaluation. McCord is the fourth quarterback prospect to meet with the team. While McCord visits the Giants, he could run into former Syracuse quarterback Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan, right? DeVito played with the Orange from 2018 to 2021 until he transferred to Illinois. So, all right, we got all right, McCord, who transferred from Ohio State to Syracuse before the 2024 season, is generally considered a mid-round possibility in the draft. So, yeah, you're looking at like maybe a third, fourth round pick. So maybe for the Giants, 99, 105, maybe. If the Giants haven't taken a quarterback, right? Giants are known to have hosted quarterbacks Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, and Tyler Shough. They're also said to have spent considerable time with Jaxson Dart. The last day for in-person visits to the team facilities is Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up. That is also the day Giants general manager Joe Schoen is scheduled to speak to media for his pre-draft press conference. So, oh boy, lucky, yeah, geez. Lucky him.